So look what showed up in the mail. So the folks over at eTrailer surprised me with a package that I really wasn't expecting, and it contained these. What are these? Well, these are a staple of the RV and trailer industry, and these are things that are often neglected and tend to need to be replaced more than people might think. Let's talk about them. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so eTrailer has gotten into the stabilizer scissor jack business, and that is really cool, but they didn't just get into this business, they jumped into it in a very, very strong way. What do I mean by that? So they're now offering scissor jacks, stabilization jacks, whatever you want to call them, and they offer them in some pretty great capacities. You can get as low as 5,000 pounds, I think as low as 2,000 pounds per jack, but the ones you're looking at in front of you are actually rated to 7,500 pounds per scissor jack. That is absolutely nuts. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you'll realize that you can use these for all sorts of different things. Whether you're doing things safely, well, that's something you have to determine by what you're actually using them for. Now, for me, I've used these to stabilize things that I've been working under. I've used these to lift things that are hard to get a jack traditionally under. I've used these to replace jacks that are rusting and getting old and just nasty looking on RVs. These right here are absolutely great for several reasons. And one of the main things I love about them is that they're not overly large. A lot of times when you get into these heavier duty, like 7,500 pound rated jacks, they get really, really huge. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this right here is a Husky jack, and this one's rated at 7,500 pounds. And you can see it is significantly larger overall than this jack right here. Now, it's larger in terms of overall length, but it's not larger in terms of material. It's basically the same size material. This one, again, just has a longer extension, which can come in really handy if you're trying to really support something that's high off the ground, maybe a fifth wheel, maybe something else that is going to be sitting, you know, like 24 inches off the ground. But what's nice about these is they're more practical if you're going to be using them in traditional RVs, traditional trailers, that you don't need something this large. The main challenge you have when you're dealing with a scissor jack this long is that if this is your mounting point and they mount sideways, they don't mount forward and back with your vehicle, so they mount so they're sticking out the side, you may actually have like 4 or 5 inches of jack that's sticking off the side of your trailer, and that's not a good situation to be in. If you look at this one, you actually are about 2 inches shorter, and it's just not going to have as much material sticking off of the end. It's actually better to put it this way so you can see. There you go, and now you can see it's significantly more like 3, maybe even 4 inches shorter than this Husky. So it just makes sense for a lot of folks to go with something this size versus this size. But having that 7,500 pound rating per jack is pretty insane. And what that actually means is with 4 of these, you have 30,000 pounds worth of capacity with these things. And I actually have a use for a couple of them now that I think about it, because I think some people saw a recent modification that I did to one of my trailers where I removed some kickstands off of the back of it, and I'm a little concerned now if I load something really heavy on the back if it could cause the front tongue to come off the ground. Well, with 15,000 pounds worth of capacity with 2 of these, it's more than enough to be able to support anything that I may be loading in the back of the trailer. But more important, this is one of those areas where there's a lot of RVs out there that need these to be replaced. They're getting old, they're getting rusty, they're exposed to the elements anytime you tow. If you're going through water, if you're going through rain, if you're going through mud, they're one of the first points of contact besides your tires that are actually going to get sprayed and dirty. And they will start rusting and they will start failing. So if you're going around your RV and you're looking for a pretty dang affordable upgrade, you can get 2 of them for well under $100, this is an upgrade that you should consider. I personally tend to go with overkill when it comes to these things. I would rather replace the 2,000 pound rated or the 2,500 pound rated jacks that came on the RV with a 7,500 pound rated jack, just because I want that extra security knowing that I have that much more overkill when it comes to support and stability. So in my opinion, getting the heavier duty ones would work better, but you also want to be sure that if you're replacing jacks with something like this, that your bolt pattern is going to line up and you don't have to drill new holes in your frame. But fortunately, they put a ton of bolt holes on each side, or mounting holes on each side of this flange right here, to give you the ability to hopefully be able to hit the existing bolts that are in place. Sometimes these are put at an angle, sometimes they're put straight, but regardless, you should have the holes you're looking for. You don't have to opt for something this heavy duty though. They have a lot of different scissor jacks, and again, they range everywhere from I think 2,000 pounds to 5,000 pounds to 7,500 pounds, this one being the most heavy duty that they offer. But again, really cool that eTrailer's picked this product up, because this is something, again, a lot of people need to replace on their RVs. They're super rusty, they're creaky, they're probably failing. Maybe you used an impact driver one too many times and you stripped it out, or you've caused problems with it. But because in almost all cases, these are bolted onto your RV, or at least the factory ones are, it's relatively simple to simply unbolt them and put these on. Just be cautious whenever you're tightening in place that you don't over tighten the bolt holding it in place and you strip out the flange on your frame of the RV. So just keep that in mind. That said, I will throw a link in the description of this video to these if this is something you may be interested in adding to your RV, or replacing on an older RV, or simply adding in terms of extra stabilization in different areas of your RV. That's something you could always use something like this for. Just be very careful, read the instructions, and know what you're doing. Pre-drill your holes, know where you're mounting things, make sure you're not mounting things to something that's not going to be able to support the weight. You just want to take all those precautions. Anyways, we will have a future video where I take 2 of these and I try to mount it to my, my utility trailer to see if I can get that extra support that I'm looking for, occasionally if I'm going to be loading something really heavy up the back. Anyways, guys, again, link in the description if this is something you're interested in. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.